Hey guys, Ugga Dugga Bois here, and today we're going to be replacing the starter on this John Deere 3020. Now before starting the job, we're actually going to disconnect the battery just so we do not short anything out. And then we're going to move to the starter. We're going to disconnect any electrical links that are on here. As you can see, there's a couple wires all connected back in there. And then we're going to pull out these bolts. There's three. There's one here, one there, and then one in the back. We'll pull those out and hopefully she'll come right out and then we'll put our new starter in. Start off, we'll loosen this connector up. There we go. Now that I have the battery disconnected, I'm going to start disconnecting the power wires. So we're going to take our handy dandy extension here and we'll get into that bolt right in there. Pull that nut off. And we'll keep that, we'll hold on to that just in case. Then we come back in here and slide these guys off. As you can see, there's actually two wires in there. So we're pulling off one, and we got our main power wire. There we go, that is disconnected. And I do believe there is still one more on the inside. Now there's a little wire in there that you can barely see way back in there, and unfortunately that other extension at 3/8 was just too big and obnoxious, and I didn't have the right size socket, so I had to downsize a little bit. So now instead we're going to use this, try and reach in there. There we go. Oh, it's loose, but it's not off. There we go. Very carefully pull it out. Coolio, there we go. And now the fun part begins. These bolts I'm not worried about. Those bolts. There is one back there, which I'm not sure how I'm gonna get to it. Now the trick is, we're gonna have to try to get this socket back there. Holy cow! I thought I was gonna need an impact, and it is on there. You cannot see it, but I am actually loosening this by hand. So whoever put the it better have not just broken. Oh, what the heck? So it looks like there's a stud back there, so it's actually just a nut. I hope so, that's what it looks like. So that was a nut that came off there. Like I said, it was hand tight on there, so that's a problem, but I'll make sure it's definitely tight when I put it back on. So we'll take our 9/16, and it doesn't even fit around it. So we get to go the very classic way. Oh. Yeah, I don't think this will. Nope, just barely too big. So we'll actually start on this bottom one again. That one luckily wasn't on too terrible. I'll get this top one out. There we go. So loosening this one up, as you can see, it's actually starting to separate there. I mean, that's a good sign. It's not stuck. So far we've had good luck with all these bolts. Just like that. Final bolt is out. If all goes right, this should just come right out. So here we go. Here is our old starter. I'm gonna go grab the other one and we're gonna compare it and make sure it has the same amount of splines and everything. Here we go. So now we have both our old and new starter here, and I believe This new starter, it's either higher torque or spins faster. I don't fully remember. But what we're gonna start off is we're just gonna make sure they actually look similar, and we wanna count the amount of splines inside on this little gear. So we wanna make sure those are the same. And one noticeable thing is you can see this guy actually does look bigger. The old one looks bigger, and I'd say this one probably weighs 15 pounds compared to this one's probably around 30. So hopefully that doesn't affect anything. It's just kind of interesting. So we're gonna start off, we'll just mark this with our nice red Sharpie so we know which one we already counted. So we'll start on the red. So this one has a total of 10. Set this one to the side. Get a little bit of a clean on here, just so then we know once again which one we started on. Get that nice and red. There we go. We got one. And finish counting. This one has 10, so they both do have 10, so that is good. And we're just gonna compare everything from the overall starter to the solenoid. And everything does look the same, so we're just gonna run in our power. It's gonna go to here. And then that other wire that I had a fun time pulling off, it's gonna go right in there. And now for the final step, actually installing this. So as you can see, it's gonna go right in there. We got our stud in the back. And luckily with this new one being smaller, it should fit in here, but the overall size is smaller. So hopefully actually getting to this back bolt, plus getting all this on, hopefully that will be a little bit easier. Now, I hope everything should be the same. I'm hoping that both of those guys that we pulled off fit off here, plus on the back. And I really can't get in there very well. There we go. So we're just gonna test, make sure everything fits. Which that does. It fits almost a little too well. Come on, get off there. And then everything else looks like it should fit. Yep, perfect. So now we line up. Actually, what we're gonna do first is I brought out some anti-seize. Just gonna put a dab on the back so we don't have any future problems. Now, I almost did forget, this does come with a gasket, so we're actually gonna put that on first. Almost forgot about that. That goes on. Now I'll at least get this guy in place, just so then I can get the other bolts in and make sure the gasket is all lined up. There we go. So we got the rear bolt on, our stud. Now we take our next bolt. There we go. Oh, almost forgot on this one too. I'd like to put some anti-seize. Once again, just a dab just to help out. Slide this bad boy in there. Thread it in. At that point, the gasket should be lined up. I'm still going to make sure that I do not rip it or anything. We got our final bolt here. Once again, just a little dab of anti-seize. Should line up perfectly. Look at that. That is what we like. Aftermarket parts that actually bolt right in. There has been so many times I've tried putting things on and they don't fit. They're off a little bit. It's such a pain. So far, let's not jinx it, but this is going well. Sweetio. All right, now with all these bolts at least hand tightened down, I'm gonna take all these connectors, hook them up, and start with this little guy. He actually goes on the back. just so then these guys don't fall off. Got our lock washer. I'm gonna get this nut threaded on, not fully, but just enough so that I don't have to worry about these coming off. I'll tighten that all down in a minute. Cool, so there's that. Now I just gotta get this little guy in the back. He's gonna be fun. Now with the little guy in the back, we're gonna take once again our lock washer and our nut, and I'm gonna try and get it on there. I do just want to make sure that is on there, which it is. So we'll carefully slide lock washer on. Too bad my hands are fat. There we go. Lock washer's on. Now, tighten these guys down. Look at that. Fancy wrenches actually fit in there. So I'm going to support this just so then it goes on a little bit easier. I'm just going to do the same down here. Not going to do a full tighten just because I want to kind of do them all at the same time. We'll just get it down. There's that. Now the fun time of getting this guy in the back. We get to do the classic. Oh my gosh. I know all you can really see is my back, but oh, I think I got it. Oh, get on there. Get on there. Right there. It's on it. Just doesn't want to fit on. Very cool. So, has been started. Oh. Now it's just gonna be tightening it. So let's give it a little bit of tender love. Beautiful. So that one is fully tightened on. Once again, being very careful, trying to not bash my hands. Look at that. So, I just gotta tighten up these terminals in the back. We should be set to go. The very little guy in the back is almost done. Just gonna attach my ratchet. Give her a couple little turns back there. Not trying to break anything, and then finally, got our big guy right here. So we got our final nut. Trying to get it so nothing's really at a tense position, nothing's being forced, and I'll kink or break any of the lines. Perfect. Just come right in there. There we go. It's nice and snug. Now the final step is just going to reattach our terminal here. Get nice and snug. There we go. Now it's time to start it. Let's see how it works. If it works. See how it does. She fired right up. Now I hope you guys enjoyed me putting in this new starter, just like the switch up here. It is nice and shiny, and luckily the John Deere does seem to be starting a lot better. It turns over and fires up almost instantly. It is about 50 to 60 out, so it is warmer out, but at least it sounds a lot better. It starts nice, and luckily this thing fit and works. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will put a link in the description for when I replace this, and I'll see you all next time. Make sure to like and subscribe.